last thing I did with my wife was we argued. I can't get that moment back and tell her that I love her.
On July 11th, 2018, the daughter walked into her mother's house and found the scene that would change her life forever. Blanka Sanders was laying face down on the kitchen floor in a pool of blood. A large kitchen knife lay beside her body. She had been stabbed 17 times in the chest and throat.
Do you know the statistics for domestic partners getting killed? Do you know the statistics of...
They always try and say someone that you know.
No,
or
it's not always trying to say. It's damn near a certainty.
The killer? Her own husband, Spencer Sanders. But this wasn't the first time Spencer had tried to kill his wife. Just 6 weeks earlier, Spencer had been arrested for strangling Blanka during an argument over cigarette money. He threw her against the wall, lifted her off the ground, and choked her until she couldn't breathe. His intention wasn't to kill her that time, but to show that he could.
I believe you've given us everything you can, because what happens if you give us all of it?
After bonding out of jail, Spencer returned home, and on July 10th, 2018, he made good on that threat.
Trying to help out made me feel like I'm just killing myself and I didn't do anything.
When police arrived at the scene, they found more than just a brutal stabbing. Spencer had left shoe prints and his wife's blood walking through the kitchen after the murder. But the most disturbing evidence was what the forensic testing revealed. His semen was found on the back of Blanka's thigh.
Listen, let me ask you this, because you said you were there less than 5 minutes, right? Because she was behaving a certain way and you weren't having any of it. Less than 5 minutes you left. I can tell you it was a lot longer than 5 minutes that you were there.
He hadn't just murdered his wife. He had sexually assaulted her during or after the attack.
I hope to God that you as the husband didn't kill your wife. I hope that I'm dead wrong. But I'm not going to apologize for coming at you this way, because this is what we do.
Now, let's watch the interrogation where detectives confronted a man who had stabbed his wife 17 times and showed absolutely no mercy.
All right. We had a chance to talk a little bit. I introduced myself, Adam Morningstar. I'm a detective with Sarasota Police. I think you've already met Dan Riley. He's also a detective. I want to start out by saying how very sorry I am for the loss of your wife.
Nobody's told me what's happened to her.
Well, that's what we're here to do. We want to talk with you because you knew her better than anybody, okay? And you're the first person we've had the opportunity to talk to, okay?
Okay.
You are not under arrest, but due to the seriousness of the investigation, I'm going to read you your Miranda rights, okay? You're not under arrest.
Should I have a lawyer present?
I've got to read you these rights because I want to make sure everything that's said is on the record, okay? All right. Have you ever been read your rights before?
Yes.
When was that?
Right before I went into the courtroom.
For what?
Me and my wife, we got into altercation. Well, not an altercation. It was more. I told Detective Riley.
He told me about it. You guys had a little mix-up a couple months ago.
The daughter called, but
it's just a formality. I want to make sure you understand your rights before we talk, okay? Make sense?
Okay.
Did you have any problems understanding them when you were read them last time?
No.
Okay.
I just talking to my sister, and she told me I should have a lawyer before I say anything.
Well,
I told her, I said that makes me look like I did something wrong, but she told me it's just to protect myself.
Well, let's get through this, okay? And, we'll get to all that. Right now, are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol? Do you understand each of those rights I've read to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to us now?
I have nothing to hide. I just want to...
Perfect. No, perfect. You said you grew up here in Sarasota?
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you grow up?
Newtown, 23rd Street.
You played ball for Riverview? Then went to college in Virginia? How long were you up in Virginia for?
3 days.
When did you meet your wife?
We met about 4.5 years ago.
And where were you when you met?
Well, the first time we actually saw each other was before my mom. I had just come back in town. I was in Maine. I was up there for a few weeks working. And I just came back in town and happened to see her. And I asked my mom, who was that? You know, she's like, oh, that's just Blanka. So she was cute.
Where was she at?
My mom delivers newspapers.
Did she work for the newspaper company as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
She did when we first got together.
Okay.
She quit after we got married.
You guys hit it off right away?
Yeah, we had fun. I at the time didn't know that she was still kind of with her ex, but not with her ex. And so I just, we moved kind of slow, and then at one point she just decided she just didn't want to do it anymore. And then we started hanging out with each other, and then we moved on from there.
Now, when you're saying you had some second thoughts about the relationship, is that what you're saying? Or?
Well, no,
What do you mean?
we got married, and it was something where we had a couple issues as far as just us not seeing things eye to eye.
Mm-hmm.
And not that we weren't together, I didn't know that she was still involved, like, with her ex. And I thought, like, I didn't know that she was still, dating him or still living with him.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of threw me off when, we first get married and she wanted to move in, and she did. And at first, I felt like she was only marrying me for a green card. But
where's she from?
She's from Hungary.
Hungary?
Yeah, we were there last summer together.
Now, when did you guys get married?
2014.
2014. So pretty quickly after you met.
December 30th.
What's her ex-boyfriend? Or ex-boyfriend? Or ex-husband?
Ex-husband.
What's his name, do you know?
Laszlo Sikarain.
And where's he from?
He's from Hungary. They came here together.
But he's in here in Sarasota?
Sarasota, look at that.
Still?
Yeah.
Okay. You ever have any problems during the marriage, or?
With him or with her?
Let's start with him. You ever have any problems with him?
I didn't like how he would use the kids, to make her feel bad, and any chance he could try to financially hurt her, he would, costing me more money. I thought he was being petty,
Mm-hmm.
I never really liked that at all.
How would he financially hurt her?
Well, it came down to her son's in London, and her son needs some help. And keep in mind, me and her kids have never really gotten along at all. They kind of grew up in an area of the world where they don't see too many of this.
Mm.
And I kind of got called nigger a couple of times, and I was just like, you need to tell them about that. Like, that's not cool.
By who?
By my stepson, and later on I got called nigger by my daughter, stepdaughter.
Stepdaughter. How old now? How old were they when you guys met?
She was 17 or 18.
When you met?
Yeah.
Okay. And so they're what? 21, 22 years old now, or?
Maybe 16, 17, because she turns 21 next year.
The daughter does?
Yeah.
Now, is the son older or younger?
He's older.
Okay.
Did the wife ever call you the N-word?
She did one time, but it was after I had called her all types of words and cunts, so I kind of deserved it that time. We were just arguing with each other.
When did that happen?
Oh, man. The last time it happened was like 4-something months ago. And then the daughter called me the N-word the day that she called the police on me. But it was
that when you got arrested?
The daughter called me that.
Is that the only time you've been in trouble?
No, I made some dumb choices in Massachusetts, when I was younger.
What? Just give me an example.
I got caught with drugs in the car.
What kind of drugs?
Pot and cocaine.
Okay.
And where I was at in Massachusetts, I'd seen the cops set people up. I'd literally seen them throw bags of weed in the car and say, look what we found here. I had switched cars with my girlfriend at the time, and they found something in the car, and the cop asked me, can he search the car? I said, sure, because I didn't think there was anything in the car. And they found something in the car, and I thought it was being set up. So I resisted arrest a little bit, but...
Just a little bit?
Well, I mean, I didn't hurt anybody. I didn't punch any cops. I didn't fight back. I just was like, no, you're not going to put me in handcuffs. Like, that's not mine. I told them, why would I let you search the car if I knew I had something in there? It's like, I'm not an idiot. But other than that, I've pretty much haven't been in any trouble my whole life.
Now, was that the only time in Massachusetts, or were there other things?
I got suspended. I got arrested the first time for driving a suspended license. I didn't know it was suspended. A buddy of mine used my information, and like on the ticket, he got he put the information backwards and it said social. And so I'm, driving through, and I see someone in like the crosswalk, and I didn't completely stop, and the cop was behind me, pulled me over, and I had an attitude, so I just like ran late for work. It's like, just give me my ticket so I can go. Didn't know my license was suspended. Went to jail. I bonded myself out. And I've never been in trouble.
Yeah, it's always been
minor things. Even in Massachusetts, when I got caught with that, I got 6 months probation.
Did they convict you as a felon for that, or they bumped it down to a misdemeanor, or what is the charge in Massachusetts?
I don't remember. I went through my probation and finished out my probation, and never been in trouble since until the situation with her.
Okay. Yeah, because I didn't notice any Florida history.
No. I try not to get in trouble. I was raised by my dad, a real strict military guy. Real religious, and so.
Okay. Were you living there at the house? What was it, 944 or 42nd Street? Were you living there with her?
That's where we moved there.
When did you move there?
Maybe December, January. This year. It was either December. Excuse me. Either December last year or January. I'm not sure.
Okay. Who moved in?
We moved in together.
Just the two of you?
Yeah, just the two of us.
Okay. Kids didn't stay with you?
No, the daughter would come over every now and then until, she called me nigger, and I thought, it's like, I really don't. That's not cool what your daughter did, calling the police on me for something I didn't deserve. I was wrong, I'm not gonna lie, you should never, ever do that, but like I say, she hit me and called me and slapped me many times. I had to call 911 on her, and I didn't want her to go to jail because she was trying to get back into the medical field, and I knew that if she got any form of assault charge, she'd never get to what she wanted.
Now, who had keys to the apartment? This is kind of an important thing. Who had keys to the is it duplex, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Who had keys to that unit?
Me, what I know, just me, my wife, and my stepdaughter.
Okay, just you, your wife, and your stepdaughter?
I don't know if she gave keys to anybody else, but I didn't even know my stepdaughter had a key until a few weeks ago.
Is there anyone else you could think of she would have given a key to?
Maybe her ex, or... I remember we were talking, and the neighbor one time had this, this was after the situation when I got arrested. The neighbor kind of looked at me and said something, gave that look like, are you okay? Are you alright?
To you?
And
to you, he did?
To her.
To her, okay.
Yeah. But other than that...
When it's my understanding you stayed the night on the 9th. Were you spending every night there, or were you back and forth to your mom's place?
Back and forth.
Back and forth?
I mean, I feel like I should have a lawyer saying this because there's something that I have on me that I'm not supposed to. I had a no contact order, but after they didn't.
But she was inviting you over.
Yeah,
I know
I don't want to.
No. I'm looking to jam you up over a no contact order, man. Believe me.
Okay.
The goal here is to find out what happened to your wife.
I mean, I pretty much was there almost every day. Like she didn't want me to go to jail the first time. You know,
But since it's a domestic, they don't. Right.
You know,
Their
she
hands
went.
are tied.
She went down to the state attorney's office several times trying to get that lifted because she really wanted it in the house.
Now, when's the last time you stayed the night there?
Wasn't then. Well, the stay the night was the night of the accident.
So that'd been
We
Monday.
spent that night in the hospital. Here, let me pull up the calendar so we can see. So you got in the accident on the 10th, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And as far as I can tell, you stayed the night in the hospital. You were in the ICU overnight.
Mm-hmm.
So are you telling me that you stayed the night on the 9th?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about that night.
I mean, I got out of work. I had a shitty day at work. You know, some of my coworkers are just, it's kind of rude, you know, they're not really, we're busy and there's 3 computers and it's hot as hell outside, so we're trying to use the 2 that are inside.
Mm-hmm.
And it just sat there, you know, I got out like around 11:30, 12. You know, I just bitched to her about my day, you know, ranted to her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we ate some food, watched a little TV, got tired, you know, did what adults do, you know.
What does that mean? I know what that means, but we can't.
We had sex.
Yeah. Okay.
We had sex. You know, we were feeling kind of friendly. I went to bed feeling good. You know, I'll just say that we went to bed and had a good time.
Because of the drinking, because of the sex, just had a good time, all of it.
Well, I went to the store to get a bottle. And we had plans, you know, we were going to spend the day together, going like a day trip. So I said, let's just enjoy the night. You know, I had a shitty day at work. I was like, I don't want to go out drinking by myself because I could be out, you know, till 4 or 5 in the morning, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I brought the alcohol. We went to the store, bought the alcohol, came back to the house, and we just sat there and chilled, you know. And then we had our sex, and we went to bed feeling good. And I tried to lay down next to her, but it's like she had restless legs were kicking in, and you know she was snoring loud, and she was like in my arms. And so I said, all right, you know, I'll just get up, go on the couch.
Okay.
And I tried to sit on the couch a little bit, and couldn't like go to sleep there. So I got up, just went for a drive. And I go for the drive. I go to the dog park. You know,
where they race there?
No, not the dog track. It's a dog park on Sapphire Shores.
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You went there. What time did you go there?
I don't remember what it was. It had to be sometime close to sunlight because it wasn't like dark, but it wasn't light.
So on the morning of the 10th, you leave at sunrise, basically, to go to the dog park. Okay. But everything was good when you left?
Everything was good. And then I sat there for a while, you know, just relaxing. Ended up falling asleep, and then got all these texts, and that's when you could see like the argument was happening, just like damn.
Texts from
her.
From her. Okay.
Yeah, they're all on my phone. She was mad that I left, you know, and she was just upset, you know. And I came home, you know. I came home and laid down, and then she started arguing with me. It's like, look, I don't want to go through this right now, you know. So I just left again, you know, and that's when I started drinking.
And what time did you go back there?
I don't remember.
On the 10th, you're saying?
I don't. After I came home from the dog park, I went and laid down. It was like maybe. It was light out. It was. I don't know. My phone could help me because she texted me. Like.
So, just real quick, you go to the dog park. How long do you think you spent at the dog park?
It could have been 2 hours, 3 hours.
Okay, and then do you go straight back home, or do you do other things? When do you go back home?
I went back home. I mean...
So you went back home around, what, 11? You would say 11, 12?
I wouldn't say that late.
So earlier so in the morning?
Yeah, it was still kind of in the morning time.
Okay.
Because I remember after I left her, I went and the arguing and everything. After I left, I remember going to get a drink, and I just got like a little couple nips from the little liquor store not too far from my house.
After you left that second time, you're saying? So you left in the morning, went to the dog park,
hmm
then came back. She was upset then?
She was upset.
What was she upset about?
Because she woke up when I wasn't there. And I didn't even note her anything. And the last thing she remembers that I was next to her in bed.
She suspicious of you? Is
She
running around?
She does that every now and then. I told her this is my hometown. I know a lot of people, and I don't forget faces. You know, I've recognized people that I was in second grade with.
Yeah.
You know,
Newtown's a small community.
You know, then I went to school at Riviera, so it was something where she was a jealous person. I was a jealous guy. You know, I would sit there if I see you talking too long to a guy, I'm like, yo, who's that? But that's natural. I mean, I would say she questioned any woman in my life because she never knew who they were. You know, if I came home talking about one of my coworkers, like my boss Angelica, she saw Angelica and realizing me and Angelica had known each other for a long time, and I was like, Angelica's married. Like, she's married. Like, I've just known her. She got me the job. My friends got me the job there. It's just like, it's, you know, it's not.
So she was upset because you had left. So I presume to avoid an argument, you leave again, you're saying?
Yeah, you guys are asking a lot but not giving me anything in return.
Well, we got to get there, okay? I
Okay,
want to go step by step through, you know what I
Okay.
mean? We got to get there. We will get there, I promise you, okay? So you leave again, you said you got a drink?
Yeah, a couple little nips.
You know where you went to get, did you go buy it at a store? Or?
Yeah, I went to Memories, that little bar that's there, and I went there. And they just, like, I've done this a couple of times where, you know, out with my friends, and I'll go buy a small nip, and then we may go to a bar, and when I get home, I'll stop by and buy another nip. So they were used to seeing me all the time.
Okay. And then what happens? How's the rest of your day go?
I go back to the dog park and just sit there, and I, like, sat there for a little while and just drove around, you know, I drank a little bit. Just trying to clear my head because I realize it's now, you know, sunlight. We were supposed to leave at like 8, 9 in the morning. You know, it's past that time. The day's ruined. Like, damn, we got to deal with this shit now. You know, and I went by my mom's house and I actually saw my mom leaving as I was going toward her house. And
Are you in the white Nissan? The white Nissan?
Yeah.
You were driving that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
And then I went back by the house because I saw that she was talking about her wallet and everything, and it's just like, all right, I'm gonna give you your wallet. You know, I don't want to deal with this. You know, it's just like, I don't need your money. I just got out of work. And so I went back to the house, gave her wallet. You know, she yelled at me, just like, I'm not going through this. I'm sorry. And I left again. And then I left there and I was headed back toward like the dog park again. And that's when I got into the car accident. The next thing you know, I wake up and I got people looking down on me. I can barely move my leg. You know, I got bandages everywhere. They just took the bandages off my head.
What'd they tell you? As far as what's wrong? Any broken bones or?
I fractured the lower vertebrae in my spine, but it's not why my hips hurt me.
What happened? Do you remember?
All I remember is I was looking down, trying to get my phone and a lighter, and I'm doing too much in the car. My hand slipped off the wheel, and then I hit something. They told me I hit another driver.
Did you see that other driver? No. Okay.
Apparently, they told me that I climbed out of the car. I don't remember any of that.
Okay. All right. When you took her wallet back, talk to me about how that went.
I just took her wallet back and gave it to her. You know, it's just like, here you go.
Do you remember about what time that was? Afternoon or just, nighttime?
It wasn't nighttime because I was in the hospital at nighttime.
How much long? Okay, so this is a better question, I guess. How much longer after that did you get into the crash? Kind of, I'm trying to find points where we can, figure out these times of.
I don't know.
Did you get in the crash shortly after leaving, or was it sometime before? Or?
It was maybe shortly after, or I don't know how much time had passed, because like I said, I'd been drinking, and the last thing I wanted to do was argue with her again, and just, at that point, I know that she was pissed.
Sure.
And...
Was she mad that you had her wallet, or more mad that you were ignoring her, or what was she?
More mad at me ignoring her.
Yeah.
And I've seen what happens when I've done that before. She's not nice. She was mean.
Did she get violent?
She did sometimes. I mean, well, not violent though. Nothing I couldn't take.
Sure.
She'd slap me a couple times and punch me in my face because she was pissed, and I said, "Get it out of your system. You find out." Some of it I understood. Like I said, the one time she was going too far, I just "You need to stop. You need to stop." And that's when I called 911. And
when was this?
Maybe 5 months ago.
Okay.
4 or 5 months ago. It was
shortly after you moved in. Then.
Yeah. I mean, after we had moved in, I had stayed out drinking kind of late. She got mad at me and changed the locks on me. And, so I go to the house, I can't get in, try and use my key, and I'm just like, this is some bullshit. But it's I'm on the lease, so it's just you can't lock me out of the house. So I called the police. And it's
sure.
Hey, she won't let me in the house. It's it's 12 o'clock, I'm not trying to be a big black guy banging on the door. These are things I know, I've seen it too many times, not every situation, but like I said, I didn't want to do that, And so she sat there, and the police let me back. The police let me in and said, "Man, you gotta, give him a copy of the key, And then, this chair. It's just hard to sit up like this for too long. But other than that, I mean, it's...
When you showed up, you come back with the intention of giving her wallet back, or?
Yeah, I'm not trying to keep her wallet.
Why did you have it, I guess?
Well, like I said, we were supposed to go somewhere.
Oh, okay.
And she just left everything in the car. The plan was she was supposed to, we had figured out what bills we needed to pay before we go on this trip.
Mm-hmm.
And we were supposed to go to the bank and go through everything and do this, take care of our errands and then go do that.
So when you show up, put the car in park, I want to go through it step by step, okay? Put the car in park, and you walk up to the front door. Is the door locked or unlocked? Do you remember?
I couldn't remember. I mean, it's one of those things where it couldn't have been open. I still put my key in and unlock it every time.
Did you do that then?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you walk in, where is she standing, or sitting, or laying, or where is she?
She heard me. She was in the room, and she heard me come in the house, and then she came out from behind the room and started yelling and arguing.
What room did she come out of?
The bedroom.
Okay. There's only one bedroom with a bed in it in that house, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So she came out, what was she saying?
Fuck you, been out. You ruined the day. Where you going? I can't fucking believe you. This. Why? I thought we were trying to work on things. And, at that point, it's just you done fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And you just don't want to have to argue back and forth and deal with this. So I just left again. You know what? No time for this. The day's already fucked up. I can't save the day. There's nothing I can do.
What room did that argument take place in?
Not a room, because it's more like right before the bedroom.
Okay. There's the bathroom. Is it the bathroom off to the left? And then...
Yeah.
So you walk in, the kitchen's to the left.
Mm-hmm.
That next room is a bathroom, or what is that?
So if you walk in, the kitchen's there.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the bathroom. then our room, and then just a spare room.
Guest room, living room. So you're saying the argument took place where in the house?
Well, like I said, it wasn't much of an argument. It was just her yelling at me and me just more like, I'm not going through this. Bye.
And did you have the wallet with you at that time?
I thought I put the wallet. I came in and I put the wallet on the counter, and I'm walking toward the room, so I heard her come in, and that's when she's like, fuck you, Ben, what'd you do, and all that. And then, like, we're sitting in there, and I'm just, we're about the same distance. It's like, look, this isn't gonna solve anything. It's not got time for this. And like I said, I was drunk, and she apparently, from talking to my mom, she was talking to my mom, and she was just telling my mom apparently how much she, was mad at me and upset, and I've had an issue with her bringing my mom into it, so I've always told her this is our marriage. You don't have to go to my mother, go to my father, go to these people, this is our marriage, I'd rather handle it between us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need the world knowing everything.
That's understandable.
But I say it wasn't anything where, like, it was a yelling match or us going back and forth, like, fuck you, this and that. It was just like, what, forget this, I don't have time for this. I'm not going to sit here and have you just yell at me all day and do what she does when she gets mad, which is she always tries to threaten me and kick me out. It's just, after everything we've gone through, that's the last thing I want. Because even though that she's contacted me, she technically has the right, to.
Sure.
So like I said, I'm not gonna argue with you like that, So I'll just leave until you calm down.
So you didn't argue with her?
Not like yelling back and forth, no.
You just basically told her you're not having it, and.
No, just like, let me go, leave me alone.
Sounds like, pardon me, it sounds like you left pretty quick. How long do you think you were there before you just turned around and left?
It couldn't have been, I'm sorry. If I wasn't there long.
5 minutes?
If that.
5 minutes or less?
Probably.
Okay.
What was she wearing when you were there?
I don't remember.
Was she fully dressed, or?
Well, yeah, she's dressed. I mean, we don't walk around the house naked and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some days she just wear like a big shirt and thong. Other days she may just wear, like she used to have this little pink dress. It was kind of like tie-dye.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife was kind of like a creature of habit. There was 3 or 4 things that she would always wear around the house. She didn't care what condition her body was in, if she was sweaty or dirty, And so she was kind of like a creature of habit that way. It was just, I don't know, maybe I think like black pants and a white shirt or something.
Black pants and white shirt?
I think so. But I know she didn't have the dress on. I just remember what she had on before we went to bed. Because she came and picked me up from work. She had errands and things she had to run, and we were down to one car. But
you okay?
No, it's getting in a car accident and getting out, finding my wife isn't dead, and not knowing what happened to her, nobody telling me anything. It's starting to get to me. That's all. That's why I just want to know what happened. Because the last thing I did with my wife was we argued. I can't get that moment back and tell her that I love her. I just want to know what happened to my wife, and I'm in pain and I'm hurting, but I don't care about myself. I care about my wife.
Did you lose your temper when you were arguing with him?
No. I never. I lose my temper, and it wasn't even me losing my temper. It was me just trying to refrain her from hitting me, and that was the day I went to jail.
I'm talking about yesterday.
No.
Before the crash. You didn't lose your temper during that argument?
No, not at all.
So, walk me through. You said you were there less than 5 minutes.
If, like I say, if that.
Okay. And when you leave, walk me through that. How is she? How are you? Just kind of set the picture for me.
She's pissed. She's crying. You know, and I close the door, and she opens up the door. Fuck you! Don't come back. And it's just like, so I'm gonna deal with you right now. Because she says things sometimes and she doesn't mean them. You know, she's screamed out many times she wants a divorce, but we're still married.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I drove off, and I go to places to think sometimes. You know, the dog park, the Water Tower Park, or 47th Street. And a lot of times I go to places that meant something to us. Like one of our very first dates was at the Water Tower Park. And that's where we just sat there and we just talked about things. You know, depending on where I go, sometimes I go to Marina Jack. You know, that's where we kind of worked and talked on things about how we're going to go forward in the future.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and me and my wife weren't perfect. We weren't.
No one is.
But I love my wife.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I say, if you look at my phone, you can see that I was looking for day trips for me and my wife. You know, I wanted this to work. I wanted us to be happy. Like, we went to Hungary for 2 months last summer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and in those 2 months, it was something where me and her were completely happy. We had no influences from...
You're outside the grind.
You know, it was just me and her. And, you know, I got to meet my mother-in-law. And we had talked about eventually moving there one day. You know, my wife is my future. My wife is my rock.
So, she followed you out the door?
No, she didn't.
No?
She didn't, like, follow me out the door, go to the car. She sat the door open, yelling, fuck you, and I just drove off. You know?
Where was she at when you drove off?
She already went back inside.
Door was closed, or?
I don't know. I mean, she closed the door, but I don't know if she... Like, that door is funny. You can close it, and closing it not lock. You know, and if you, like any other door, you open the door in another room, it makes the door come open.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember.
Okay. Then where do you go?
I was on my way to the dog park.
Back to the dog park? And then what happened?
The crash.
Okay.
So before you left the house, you didn't go back in and argue with her further? You know, we talked initially. My understanding was that when you left that morning at 6 sunrise,
Mm-hmm.
that you didn't go back at all. I didn't know.
No, I told you that.
Okay. Well, that's not what I remember. When you went back, when you went back to take her wallet back, you say you were there only 5 minutes. Could it have been longer?
I don't have any concept of time. You know, like I don't have a watch. You know, I'm not looking at concepts of time. You know, I don't even know that I pulled myself out of the car. You know, someone told me I did that.
And I think you said you were drinking. Remember how much you had to drink?
No.
Remember what you were drinking?
Whiskey.
How much?
I couldn't tell you. Like, I don't...
Does she complain about you drinking?
She complains about me drinking alone. We are fine if we drink together.
I got you. Okay, so you go to the hospital. You're, how long are you in the hospital for?
Literally, I got out today. Like, I gave them my discharge papers, and they never gave them back.
So about a full day, it sounds like. Okay. What happened when you got out?
I asked my mom, she's like, where you want to go? I said, well, I tried to call her, she ain't picking the phone up. You know, she's not responding to me. And then my mom said, well, let's just go by, you know, just because she's not responding to her either.
Mm-hmm.
And so we get there, and she's like, you want to go to the door? I was just like, if she's going to argue with me, no, I don't want to go to the door. I said, then two, knock on the door and see if she's there. Because I'm not going to get out the car on the walker, go knock on the door. And if she's not there, then I got to walk back and get in the car. And this was my first time moving. Like, that day, they had a physical therapist come by. And first one came by just to see how much pain I was in. The second one came by to see if I can get up on a walker. Walked me like 4 or 5 steps, and that was it. That's the only moving I've done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm not trying to do any extra moving now. You know, and I told her, just like, knock on the door. You know, if she's there, you know, I'll go here. Because I wanted her to take care of me. She's a former RN.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if anyone could take care of me and actually not just be like, oh, you shouldn't have did this. You wouldn't be in this pain. And like, anytime my wife, she took me to the hospital for my sciatic nerve when I acted up. But like, she carried me to the door and carried me to the wheelchair.
So your mom went and knocked on the door?
Yep, she went and knocked on the door. She said the dog was barking. And then I said, well, if the dog's barking, she's either at work or she's not home right now. You know, and knock on the door again. She knocked on the door. She's like, do you want me to see if it's open? I was like, yeah, but it's probably not, you know. It's like, if she was home alone, she ain't gonna leave that door open, you know.
Was it?
No, it wasn't. It was locked.
Where was your key?
I don't know where my keys are. Like, I have no idea where my keys are. My car is a push-start car. So, for me to get into my car and start my car, my keys have to be inside the car.
Okay.
So, my keys are probably somewhere with my car.
Is it possible they went to the impound lot with your car?
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of, because I couldn't drive off in my car if I didn't have my keys. Like, my car will beep and let me know, beep, 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 you're so many feet away from your key.
Okay, so there's no answer. You don't know where your keys are at. What do you and your mom do?
Just go back to her house.
And then what happens?
I lay down, and then I get up a little bit, try to stretch out. You know, I'm confined. I can't be mad because I'm confined, because it's the only place I could go at the time. So they throw my key, I can't get in. She didn't respond to me. And so,
I'm sorry not to cut you out. So when your mom didn't get an answer to the door and she went back to the car, did she express any concern to you about her not coming to the door, that being pretty unusual, with her not responding to at least your mom?
yeah, she did. That's why we went by the house.
But I mean, even after you go to the house now, your mom knocks, the dog's barking, right? Like, there's no answer. Did she come back and talk to you about something she didn't feel right about what was going on, like something might be wrong?
Yeah, she said to me, because I asked her when I first got in the car, so it's like, where you going? It's like, well, Blanka has responded. You talked to her? Right. She said, no, she hadn't responded to me. Like, my mom even took my phone and said, call me, and tried to get her to contact. She didn't contact them. My mom's had my phone since I was in the hospital. I didn't get my phone until my mom dropped it off to me sometime, maybe a couple hours. Like,
is it unusual for her not to answer? She seems like she texts a lot. Like,
yeah, but if she was mad at me, she wouldn't answer me.
Okay.
But she always answered my mom.
But she didn't this time. When you, just to back you up a little bit, when you got out of the hospital, how'd they arrange for someone to come pick you up. Did you ask for your mom to come pick you up?
Yeah, because me and my wife shared a car. How's she gonna come pick me up if the car is totaled?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so I had my mom come, and with my wife not responding to me, I'm not gonna go to the house if she don't want me there.
And what do you mean not responding to you?
She didn't. I called, left messages. I tried to tell her that, hey, I'm out.
When is this?
This is at some point today when I finally came to.
In the hospital or?
Right, in the hospital.
From your phone or from the hospital phone?
From my phone.
From your phone?
Yeah, I tried to call her and I got no response. Like I say, I'm thinking she's mad at me. You know, so me thinking now, it's like, well, I'm not going to sit there and go there if she don't want me there, because I'm not in a position where I can be like, you know what, I'm not going to be here and get up and just walk away.
Is she the kind to hold a grudge to where if she saw you as banged up as you are, that she'd still be mad at you?
She called the police on me one time, and me and her talked about this. You know, we talked about it. She was mad at me, and I told her, she had the car at the time, and I told her, look, I need a ride to work, and it was her car. And we were arguing, and she was upset at me, and she didn't want to take me to work. I was like, look, this is how we're going to get out of this house. This is how we're supposed to move on. It's like, you don't make much money. I'm the only one working. But I don't think she would hold a grudge like that, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of like your parents. You know, if
sure.
they're mad at you, but once they see you okay, they're still mad, but they're just happy you're okay. But she's not answering my calls.
Right.
You know, and I don't have my keys. You know, so I can't get in. So all I do is go to my mom's house.
What kind of dog do you guys have?
We had a little Yorkie.
Little Yorkie. Does he bark a lot?
All the time.
All the time.
All the time.
At strangers?
I could be in the house and put my alarm off on my car, and the dog would start barking. She would just hear the sound and just start barking. I mean, we would leave the house and we try to control the barking. Because technically we weren't supposed to have pets. So we would leave the the TV on, so the dog wouldn't bark at every noise the dog heard.
Right.
Because that street there, we were just trying to
excuse me.
We were just trying to find a place to not live in my mom's house.
Yeah.
You know, and we found the first affordable thing and we jumped on it. We didn't realize that our street wasn't the best of streets.
Yeah, it's a busy street there.
Yeah, busy in the wrong way though.
Correct.
Yeah. And so we kind of didn't realize that, you know, but the dog would bark at anything. Like, you'd see people coming from the park and they'd be walking and they'd go to the store and the dog would just bark.
How did you find out that she had been killed? That's the first time you found out?
I mean, I had to assume they wouldn't tell me when I asked them over the phone. When I asked them there, you can only think the worst. I mean, I watch enough shows, you know, on TV where the only time they want to tell you things in person when it's that bad. And that's why I kept asking for what happened to my wife, because if they won't tell me on the phone that something happened to my wife.
You give us a minute.
Sure.
All right. Need some more water?
How you holding up?
Appreciate you bearing with us. I know you're hurting. We took a minute to look over our notes. I don't understand why you told Detective Lovio and Detective Riley that you saw her at 6:30 that morning when you went to the dog park, and you never saw her again the rest of that day.
I never told them that.
No, it's recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's recorded.
That's what you told us. That was a pretty big deal. That's what kind of caught me. That's why I asked you about it before. And then you said you kind of went back and gave her
I told you if you got that recorded, then you got recorded that I told you I gave her the wallet back.
Yeah. No, that she wanted her wallet. That's what's all the text. But you weren't going to go because you didn't want to have this argument with her.
I'd like to hear it.
I don't have the recording right now on me.
See,
but
now I've tried to be cooperative. I've tried to.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
The way
this. You're a good dude. Okay. I know you are. I can tell from talking to you. Okay. There is evidence at that scene that's going to implicate somebody. Okay.
I'm hoping
we
so.
are going to find out who did this.
I hope so, but you making me feel like I'm a suspect.
Did you lose your temper with her when you were arguing with her about that?
No, I've said that several times to you. No, like if you look at the track history of us, just because you have one event.
No, and I'm not basing it on that. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not doing.
I didn't lose my temper.
I'm not trying to paint a bad picture of you. Okay?
I didn't lose my temper.
I know you had been drinking, and I'm married. Okay, I know that women can get under a man's skin.
I had been drinking the night when I was smart enough to call the police so I can get into the front door. I don't lose my temper with women. I'm not that type of dude.
But listen, let me ask you this, because you said you were there less than 5 minutes, right? Because she was behaving a certain way and you weren't having any of it. Less than 5 minutes you left. I can tell you it was a lot longer than 5 minutes that you were there. Could it have been?
I don't remember, sir.
Well, that's a pretty big difference, less than 5 minutes and let's say 25 minutes. That's a pretty big disparity in time, right? Time enough to have an argument, right? And things to go south. Is that what happened? Because being there less than 5 minutes, I can tell you you were there longer than that.
Are you for real right now?
I'm for real. We're just trying to figure out what happened to your wife. And like Detective Morningstar is telling you here, that there's evidence at that scene that's going to indicate what happened. Who did this?
There's a footprint there. There's a fingerprint there. I'm not bullshitting you.
There should be fingerprints there. My fingerprints are all over.
But in her blood? In her blood?
That's not me, sir.
Should your fingerprint be in her blood?
I don't even know what you're talking about. You're not giving me any information.
I can't.
Can I please send my phone to call a lawyer? Because you guys are making me feel like I did something I didn't do. And if you told me you read me my rights, I do have the right to call a lawyer.
You do.
I mean, the way you coming at me, sir, trying to make me feel like I'm lying to you on something.
Well, there's some disparities that you talked about, because I talked to you initially, okay? And leaving out that part, you're saying you told us, and I can tell you, you didn't tell us that you went back that afternoon and gave her wallet back. That was never talked about. You never mentioned that. You left when the sun came up, and you didn't go back because you didn't want to deal with her, because she was pissed off at you, because she doesn't like it when you drink, and maybe you hang with the wrong crowd, etc. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember saying that to you.
So listen, what we're trying to figure out is who killed her, right? And
so she was killed.
Yes. I told you.
That's the reason why detectives are here.
I told you at your house this was a homicide, a murder
investigation. You said
investigation.
she was deceased. You never said homicide.
I did. I told you. I said this type of investigation, a homicide investigation. This is a big. We didn't want to tell you over the phone, okay, about what happened to your wife as far as her being deceased. We wanted to meet you face to face.
Then when you met me, you just said she was deceased, so you wouldn't tell me anything.
I told you this was a homicide investigation. You've heard homicide, right? Like you said,
say homicide.
Sir, I remember that. Absolutely.
All I said to you was I kept asking. I called your partner's phone 3 times after you called me trying to figure out what happened.
We were on our way to you from the scene straight away as soon as we talked to you. And I told you the importance of the investigation there. Everybody is considered a suspect. I told you that. You remember that? You remember me telling you that?
Yeah, I remember you telling me that, but
so to sit here and tell me, so don't act, listen, I would not pull punches with you on this. This is an extremely big issue, all right? I'm not going to be playing games with someone's life, all right?
Neither am I. It was my wife, sir.
And
I get that. But what we're trying to explain to you is there's a lot of evidence at this scene. You were there in a very close time frame that we last know that she was alive.
When I left the house, she was alive, officer.
Okay. You said when you left and went to the dog park that you didn't lock the door, right? She was standing in the doorway or shut the door or whatever. Right?
I closed the door and she opened the door and started yelling at me,
Okay.
and then I left and she closed the door.
The problem is that house was locked up tight.
I'm just trying to figure out who would kill her and then lock the door on the way out. And we know only you have keys, the stepdaughter, your stepdaughter, her daughter has keys, and she had keys, right? So we're just trying to put that together. So do you see why we're probably having some direct questions with you here? And sorry, but this is what we do. We're going to ask you hard questions.
I understand that,
You know?
sir, but
And in the statistics,
the house is locked up tight, but many times where she locked herself out of the house.
well, she didn't do that this time.
But she would
So what
always,
is that? I don't understand.
she would leave a window open so she could climb through the window.
We checked it. Windows are all locked.
House is locked up tight.
Locked up.
Deadbolt activated.
House is
Her
locked
daughter's
up.
her daughter's the one that found her, so that eliminates one key.
Okay. The house is locked up tight.
Hmm
Okay.
She can't lock the
There's-
deadbolt with her keys from the outside.
You can lock the back door without.
What about the front door?
What do you mean? What about the front door?
What about the front door?
I don't know about the front door, sir. I told you I left the house.
Listen, did something happen? Did you guys have an argument? Did something go south?
I'm telling you, sir, nothing went south.
Did she come after you and you had to defend yourself? You felt you had to
No.
defend yourself?
No, she didn't come after
She start
me.
that tirade where she's calling you that nasty,
Man,
forbidden word, and it
Man,
just
look
went
here.
south?
She didn't know. She didn't. She didn't just sit there and start the tirade where I felt the need to do something.
Listen, everybody we've talked to so far, including your mom, okay, she didn't have any beefs with nobody. Nobody's out to get her. You know what I mean? You're the last person that was with her when she was alive. I can tell you that.
And your mom thought it was extremely odd that when she notified her that you'd been in a crash, that she didn't respond. And you yourself already said that she'd have let bygones be bygones if she knew you were hurt.
Yes. Do you see what I'm? Does that make sense right now, sir?
No, that's why I need you. I wasn't there. That's why I need you to make sense of it.
I've done everything I can. I've said everything I could. Even when my mom told me that, I said, well, let's just go by the house. I told my mom to get out of the car because I didn't want to get out of the car and move.
Right, that's what I have trouble wrapping my
I have a
head
feeling-
around,
I have a
too,
feeling-
because As a husband, here, I'm just trying to figure this out. So think about this. You love your wife.
Yes,
No
I
doubt
do.
that. I believe you when you say that, okay? It's very unusual. She might not answer you because she's pissed, right? But she always answers your mom.
Yes.
Even your mom says that, but she doesn't. You go to the house, mom knocks, no answer. Did you ever consider, we need to maybe call the police, see if she's hurt in there, something's going on?
I told my mom she could be at work.
Did you say, hey mom, call work, see if
let's
she's
drive by
there,
work.
let's make sure she's okay?
She works at a healthcare place where she goes out and they send her out
Listen,
places.
If I couldn't get a hold of my wife, I don't care where she works, I'm going to call them and say, hey listen, I had an accident, it's important, can you get a message to my wife?
Did
Is
you look
she
at my
working
phone,
today?
sir? Did you see that I tried to call her? Did you see
I
the
saw
times I
that.
tried to call her? Did
When
you see
you
the
were at
messages
her
that I
house
tried
and she
to call?
didn't answer, why didn't you reach out if you thought she could have been at work and say, hey, I had an accident, it's an emergency, I need to talk to my wife and I need to make sure she's okay because she's not answering her phones right now, not just to me, but to my mom.
Do you know my wife has blocked me before when I tried to call her?
But she didn't this time.
I'm
So
talking
what
about
is- that
your
doesn't have
mom.
anything to
She
do-
didn't answer your mom either. That's what the unusual thing
I'm
is.
trying to tell you. I told my mom this. I said she's blocked me before. And just
Not
like,
your mom.
and I told my mom, I said, you know what, just knock on the door. And my mom said the dog's there. All right, well, if she doesn't answer, then she's probably at work or she could be off with her daughter. And then I said, oh, I may try and contact her later on. I said, right now, I just want to go lay down.
Do you know the statistics for domestic partners getting killed? Do you know the statistics of?
They always try and say it's someone that you know, or it's
It's not always trying to say. It's damn near certainty. I mean, it's such a high percentage. It's damn near certainty, and we have evidence in this one that, you know, even the person who lives in the house won't be able to explain away.
Nobody's trying to say anything, but it's real important. That's why we're asking you direct questions right now, okay? Because there is
I've tried to
evidence,
answer
you know what I
every
mean?
question.
And as he's telling you, this is statistical data, not just the police trying to say, okay? Because we don't operate that way. We'd be delivering pizza for a living if we tried to say and that made our cases. It doesn't work that way. What I want is who killed your wife.
That's what I want, officer.
Okay. And you didn't kill her?
No, I didn't. But you guys are coming at me.
You didn't have an argument with her when you went back at 4 o'clock? You didn't have that argument and it went south?
How did I go
And that's
back?
something that you didn't tell us about the first time. That you ever went back there at all. That I struggle with, man. I'm trying to wrap my head around
You're
that.
giving me a time frame or something where
Yeah, because
I didn't say anything about time.
No, I'm saying.
No, we know. That's because we know some answers already. We already put some of these puzzle pieces together.
Okay, well, these puzzle pieces, some of these I don't know. I've given you everything that I can.
I know.
Yeah. I believe you've given us everything you can. Because what happens if you give us all of it?
Come on, man.
You didn't kill her.
I ain't killed my wife.
And I know why you didn't want to go to that door. I mean, you're saying it's because you were hurt and everything, but I'll tell you what, if I got in an accident, got hurt, I wouldn't want to go sit in my mom's house. I want to be in my bed.
And how am I going to get into my bed? I don't have my key and she's not answering the door.
But you didn't even go to the door to knock and see.
That's why I sent my mom to the door.
Why?
Because
I know why you sent her, but do you're
trying to tell me something of why I know. I sent my mom to that door because I did not want to get out of the car. I'm in pain. As little movement as possible. I jumped up.
I think it's more than that. I'll be straight up with you. I think it's more than that.
This is why I like a lawyer, because y'all trying to.
You can have.
Right.
You can have.
Listen, don't say anything else, because you've asked for a lawyer. We'll take that as an invocation.
I've said it 3 times. You know.
So listen,
I even tried to cooperate with y'all asking me questions, and like you telling me.
And we do appreciate you coming down.
Listen to me. I hope that we're wrong.
I do too.
We're going to ask hard questions. That's our job.
I understand that, so I've got friends.
Can I sit here and definitively say that you're the killer? No, I sure can't. And I hope to God that you as the husband didn't kill your wife. I hope that I'm dead wrong. But I'm not going to apologize for coming at you this way, because this is what we do. And you know what? Be happy. If you're not the killer, be happy that you have detectives that are going to go after the person who did kill your wife, because that's what we do. But understand this. There's evidence at that scene. Okay? And pretty soon we're going to put that together.
Okay.
Okay? So, you're the last person seen with her.
I understand what you're trying to say.
And it was an argument.
I understand that, and I understand you guys.
Put yourself in our shoes. If you're the investigator, you're sitting here.
I understand.
I might come at you, and it might not be so nice. Okay, but I'm being straight with you. That's what we're after the truth. Okay.
I understand that.
And
I want the truth.
It stinks. It just doesn't look good, man. You know.
Believe me,
like he's saying, you know, sometimes wives, girlfriends can get under a man's skin. And here, you know, I think about this, and I don't pretend to understand how personable that, or how much of a personal attack you as an African American would take the N-word thrown at you, especially from your wife and your stepdaughter.
Man, I've got that.
You've been drinking, you get there, the time frame is really tight, and you're arguing. She's pissed off because you're drinking and whatever else, correct? And maybe she throws that word at you one more time, and that's just enough to set you off. I got to consider that, right?
That's not what happens. She's called me that several times. I've dealt with people calling me that all the time. Sometimes I respond, sometimes I don't. But you know, as a black man, if you respond every time somebody treats you that way or acts that way, I'd be behind bars.
No, listen. I hope that I'm wrong, okay? But sit where I'm sitting. You have to take a hard look at that. right?
I don't even know. Take a hard look at what you guys haven't shared anything with me.
Well, there's
We
things
can't
we
yet.
can't share with
Can't.
you about the investigation, okay? If this goes a different direction and it comes to a point where we can share it with you, I'll be happy
I'll be
to.
happy to. Yep.
Believe me. As a husband, you have a right to know that if you're not responsible for this. But I'm not convinced of that yet.
No, we got to
I'm
make
just
sure.
being honest with you.
And we
Because,
should have answers pretty damn soon.
like I said, sit where I'm sitting. The last time you were there for 20 plus minutes, okay?
Now
Because
you
after
tell me
that,
how long I was there.
I sure can.
Because we know.
I know.
I told you, we got
I know.
we got pieces of this puzzle already
That's
put
not
together.
bullshit. Okay, so listen to me.
How y'all gonna tell me something that I don't
I
even
know.
know?
I know. We know.
And this is why I asked.
Listen, no, you know, again, you don't have to answer any more questions. I'm just telling you. That's where we're at. And give us a minute. And you want some more water?
Am I stuck here or can I go home?
We're gonna get you.
Yeah.
We're gonna get you home.
We're going to get you right.
We're gonna get you home.
Can I at least wait downstairs? Can I get my phone? Can I?
It's gonna be a couple minutes.
Yeah,
Okay?
just give
Just give us a couple
We'll
minutes.
get you right out of here. You want some more water in the meantime?
Yeah.
Be right back in.
Can I please have my cell phone while I'm waiting?
Yeah. Do you want to try sitting in this chair instead of that one? It might be a little easier on you because it is at least softer than that hard chair.
Is that better?
Better?
A little bit better.
Hang in there, okay?
You've invoked your right to talk to an attorney, so we're not going to ask you any more questions. But I did want to ask you, what would you say if we asked you to consent for us to get a buccal swab, which is for DNA purposes, which is like a cotton swab of your cheek? Would you? Is that something you would do?
They've already done that
Who?
when I got arrested.
We have to do it each time. I know. It seems like that should be enough, but it's not.
I
Is
don't
that
mind
something
telling
you
you, this type of investigation, what happens is, that's called a standard. So, the evidence that we have in this particular case is compared to that standard. That's why we'd ask you, not,
Yeah.
because we know that you give one when you're arrested like that,
Mhm.
and that goes into the system. That would be our purposes.
Is that something you'd be willing to do?
I just want to help y'all stop looking at me like a suspect.
Is that something? It's all I'm asking, yes or no. Is that something you would do?
Is that something that I should talk to a lawyer about first? Or?
I can't give you legal advice. So I'm just asking you.
I want to help, but the way I tried to help earlier, y'all turned on me. And y'all turned on me fast. I understand you guys have a job you have to do, but me trying to help out made me feel like I'm just killing myself and I didn't do anything.
And we don't mind telling you, if that's true, then it'll bear out in the investigation.
I mean, like I said, I want to help. Let me talk to my attorney, and I'd say I'll do it tomorrow. You know, I'm not trying to hide anything. Ain't nothing to hide.
Well, listen, that's your right. You can consult with your counsel and let us know.
And you got my number. If something changes tomorrow, you call me. I'll be at work.
Yeah, like
We
I
can
said,
knock that out. Okay.
I'm not trying to hide anything. I just.
No, listen, we don't take
I'm
it
just-
personal. It's
I know
perfectly
you guys
acceptable
is-
where you're sitting, and we did ask you some hard questions, and it's a big investigation, so
My back's against the wall. You
it's not totally it's not like we don't understand that you want to consult with your attorney. That's your right. That's fine. That's our system of justice, and there's nothing wrong with that. So it's fine.
All right. Thanks. Sir.
All right. What they're doing, and it's, I don't know if it's an issue or not. They're just checking that no contact order to make sure that's not still active. Blah blah blah. We have to do that. Okay. As soon as we get word on that, if that's good to go, we'll get you in the car and get you out of here. But I at least want to tell you, we're required to at least make sure.
I was told that the no contact order. She's tried to get them to stop that.
And she may have.
She's tried, like she's gone to the state attorney's office. She was at my court hearing.
Right.
She said everything she wants to get lifted.
And she may have.
And then they said that since the charges weren't filed, the no contact order doesn't exist.
And that sounds right. We just got to verify it. So I know you're in pain, so hang in there. I'm not going to keep you any longer than we absolutely have to. Just make sure we're above board here and do what we got to do.
I was trying to be honest with y'all.
I hope so. And we appreciate it. I hope you understand where we're coming from.
No, believe me, I do. I just trying to be honest about everything and then have to sit overnight because of that.
And I don't know that that's going to be the case at all. I don't know that's going to be the case. You gotta use the bathroom?
No, I was just wondering.
Yeah, working as fast as we can. Okay.
Am I under arrest?
I can't tell you that yet. I don't know. We're trying to verify that no contact order, so just hang loose. As soon as I know something, I'll let you know one way or the other.
Because sitting in this chair, I need to lay down.
Do you want to lay on the floor? I mean, you're welcome to do that. It's the best I can offer you right now.
There's no blanket or nothing.
I'll look in this cabinet back here. I don't know if we have anything. Let me look.
You help up? I gotta get some photographs of you. How you want to do this?
Ouch.
There you go.
What hurts on you? Your back?
My hip.
Hip? Want us to help you?
I gotta bend this first.
Just tell us when.
I might be able to get it.
You want some help, man?
Pretty bad.
Just get it.
Okay, I'll just have you stand right there. Get a couple overall clothes. Look up. Okay, I need you, if we can, one at a time we'll do. I need your hands, and we're going to do both sides of them. So if you can bring them closer together for me, and down a little bit, because I'm short. Okay, and then flip them over, and we'll do the same thing. And let me take a look at them. Flip them back over. Okay, and then back over again. Okay, and
Top of the back of his head. You got.
yeah, let's have him sit down.
Which one you want? The cushion or?
There you go. Okay, I'm gonna take a picture of your head now. Nope. Hold it still. Back down, please. Okay.
Pictures of all my wounds.
Yep. Is that from the crash too?
Everything's from the crash.
Okay. And this arm. Oh, one. Okay. And your knee.
There's that one there.
Just gonna move this a second. Okay, and then one last thing, I'll just have you pick your shirt up, lift your shirt up, so you get your chest. Okay, that'll work too.
I was in that.
Okay, and then lean forward so I can get your back. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Spencer, you're under the arrest for the murder of your wife. I need you to put your arm down in front of you. I'll handcuff you up front. Okay?
Why am I under arrest?
Because I have probable cause to believe that you murdered your wife.
What probable cause?
It'll be in my probable cause affidavit. Okay. A patrol unit will be over to take you over and book you into the jail.
For what?
Murder.
What evidence?
It'll all be in my document. Okay?
You can't, you sat there and you told me I've tried to be helpful, I've tried to talk about everything.
I understand. I have evidence that leads me to believe that there's probable cause that you killed your wife.
Probable cause.
Yes. So a patrol unit will be over to take you and book you into jail. Okay?
Can I at least call my lawyer? Can I at least...
You'll have an opportunity to get a lawyer. You'll have an opportunity to make phone calls from the jail, okay?
Can I please call my mom? That's all I'm asking.
You'll be able to call her from the jail. Okay?
She works for the paper, is that right? I'll go with Detective Lovely. I think she has her number, and see if we can just reach out to her, at least let her know what's going on.
Yep.
I'll do that for you, okay?
Probable cause that didn't kill my wife, man.
Alright. Hang tight.
Can I at least lay back down?
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. You need help laying down? Huh?
I can't go anywhere. Are these necessary right now? I can.
I have to, yeah. You're gonna have to be in them.
I'll get down somehow.
You need help?
No.
You sure?
I tried to help out and look what it got me.
Just trying to do our job.
Alright, Spencer, hang tight. Alright, bud.
2247th Street.
Can you stand up?
No?
Just roll over your button and we'll help you out. Huh?
Spencer Sanders was arrested and faced a jury who would ultimately convict him of first-degree premeditated murder and attempted sexual assault. He was sentenced to life in prison,